Hello, Atlanta. Hello, Keisha Bottoms, Mayor of Atlanta. Great Mayor of Atlanta. Hello, Georgia. It's great to be back. It really is. Let's hear it for Keisha Lance Bottoms, the best in the business. Had my back through this whole deal. And give it up for Congressman-elect Nikema Williams. Where is she? She here? Anyway, look, I have no doubt John Lewis is proud as could be. And what about the one and only Stacey Abrams? Stacey, if we had 10 of you, we could rule the whole world. God love you. You're doing an incredible job. And here, is there anyone in America who has done more to protect the right to vote in this election? Is there anyone who's done more to make sure the voice of every Georgian is heard? I don't think so. Stacey Abrams, you're a hero. You're the one that got this going. And we all thank you. And of course, honk for your next United States Senators, Jon Ossoff and Reverend Raphael Warnock. Georgia, let me start with two simple words. Thank you. Thank you for turning out in record numbers in the November election. Thank you for the faith you put in me and Vice President-elect Harris. And thank you for standing strong to make sure your voices were heard, your votes were counted, and counted, and counted again. I'm starting to feel like I won Georgia 3 times. I have to say, it feels pretty good. You know, I think all of you just taught Donald Trump a lesson. In this election, Georgia wasn't going to be bullied. Georgia wasn't going to be silenced. Georgia certainly wasn't going to stand by and let Donald Trump or the state of Texas or anyone else come in here and toss out your votes. But you know who didn't stand by? You know who did nothing while Trump, Texas, and others were trying to wipe out every single one of the almost 5 million votes you had cast here in Georgia in November? Your 2 Republican senators. They stood by. In fact, your 2 Republican senators fully embraced what Texas was telling the Supreme Court. They fully embraced nullifying nearly 5 million Georgia votes. You might want to remember that come January 5th. Now, I'll try to be generous here in the spirit of the season. Maybe your senators were just confused. Maybe they think they represent Texas. Well, if you want to do the bidding of Texas, you should be running in Texas, not in Georgia. Because you know what? You got a couple of folks running for the United States Senate in this state who aren't confused at all. Jon Ossoff, Raphael Warnock, they're running to represent Georgia. Georgia. They'll actually fight for you, represent you, stand up for you. They won't put Texas first. They won't put Donald Trump first. They won't put themselves first either. They'll put you first, the people of Georgia. There's no doubt in my mind, none, that if Texas or Trump or anyone else in the United States Senate tries to do anything except respect the will of the people of Georgia, they'll move heaven and earth to stop them. Folks, you know, you all did something extraordinary in November. You voted in record numbers. You voted to improve the lives of every Georgian. And you voted as if your life depended on it. Well, guess what? Now you're going to have to do it again. Come January 5th, you got to vote in record numbers again. Because yes, the lives of every Georgian still depend on what you do. And yes, you still need to vote as if your life depends on it, because it does. And guess what? You don't have to wait until January 5th to vote. You can vote starting now. Early vote has begun. There's no one, that's not one reason here why you should wait to vote. So don't wait. Let me hear how many of you folks have already voted. How many of you are going to vote today? And how many of you have a plan to vote? Get your family members to vote. A friend, a neighbor, a coworker. Let me hear it. We got to vote. Is Georgia going to break the record for voting in these little state Senate elections? I think so. Now let me tell you something. There are a lot of folks betting you won't. There are a lot of folks thinking maybe Georgia broke the record for votes for presidential election, but there's no way they'd do it again in this special election for 2 seats in the United States Senate. Are you ready to prove them wrong? I think you are. I think Georgia is going to shock the nation with the number of people who vote on January the 5th. Am I right, Georgia? Am I right? Well, we've got a lot of work to do. And I plan to get to work right away doing it. I need 2 senators from this state who want to get something done, not 2 senators who are just going to get in the way. Because look, getting nothing done just hurts Georgia. Look at what's happening right now in the Congress. The United States Senate should have passed the coronavirus and economic relief package months ago. People are hurting. Millions out of work. Small businesses closing. People are struggling to pay their rent, worried that after Christmas they'll be thrown out before New Year's. Concerned about paying their mortgage, over $10 million. Putting food on the table has become a Herculean task for so many. And what's the United States Senate doing? Nothing. People need help, and they need it right now. States like Georgia need help to keep firefighters, cops, first responders, educators on the job. We need immediate funding for testing and vaccine distribution. We need to get money into people's pockets right away. Look, don't get me wrong. I hope Congress passes a package right away. But it should support firefighters, it should. Educators, first responders. It should also support the testing and vaccinations we need. It should deliver direct cash payments to people right away when they badly need to stay on top. Your 2 Republican senators are not supporting that kind of package. Both Jon, Raphael do. There's so much more we can get done. On COVID, on revitalizing our economy, on health care, on voting rights, on criminal justice, racial justice, on climate change. We can get so much done, so much that can make the lives of people of Georgia and the whole country so much better. And we need senators who are willing to do it, for God's sake. So let me hear you. Are you ready to vote for the 2 senators that are doers and not roadblocks? Are you ready to vote for 2 senators who fight for progress, not just get in the way of progress? Are you ready to vote for 2 senators who know how to say yes, not just the word no? Look, let me talk about Jon and Raphael for just a minute. Jon was born and raised in Atlanta, cut his teeth in politics and justice, equality, under our dear friend John Lewis, an immigrant son who traveled all across this state, sharing his belief in delivering the promise of America to all Georgians, beating this pandemic, rebuilding our economy, health care, education, jobs, and justice. A husband whose wife is a doctor at Emory, seeing this pandemic on the front lines. A fresh voice who will only do the work of the people, who will always put the interest first. And the only person's interest, in fact, are the people of Georgia. That's what he does. That's his heart. Jon will always be there for you, and I promise you, and he'll be there for the rest of the country as well. Jon, I'm looking forward to working with you, man. I really am. And Reverend Warnock, the hard you're working, I don't know how the heck you stay in such great shape, man. You look, you used to get up and do it, man, I tell you. I reached up and grabbed his arm, it's as big as my thigh. You're a good man, Rev. His story is your story of never giving up on the dream of America. 11th of 12 siblings. Grew up in public housing in Savannah. First in his family to go to college. Got there on Pell Grants, work study. Another Morehouse man. I spoke down at Morehouse. A lot of men at Morehouse. I tell you what, a man of God, of Ebenezer, literally standing in the righteous footsteps of Dr. King. As he says, for him, public service didn't stop at the church door. After preaching on Sunday sermons, it's advocating for better health care, the living wage, working people, fair and more equal justice system, and fighting chance for all Georgians. He'll bring his soul to his work because that's who he is. And he is you. He'll always be your voice in Washington. Have no doubt about that. And I can hardly wait to work with you as well, Senator. Look, I said when I announced one of the 3 reasons I was running to restore the soul of America. Well, electing people of character is how you restore the soul of America. People like Jon and Raphael, and it matters. They know public service isn't about them, it's about you. They know public service isn't about enriching themselves, it's about making people's lives better. They know the Lord isn't to me or anyone else, it's to the people of Georgia. You know, this is a tough moment for the country. We just passed 300,000 deaths due to COVID. Like many of you, I know what it feels like to lose someone who's part of your heart. I know what that black hole that seems to open up in your chest feels like. You see like you're being sucked into it. I know how especially hard it is this time of year when you look across the table and you see that empty chair at Christmas or New Year's. My heart literally goes out to all of you who've lost a loved one, who've gotten sick, who are suffering from the disease. Yet in this darkness, we finally got some good news with the vaccine approval. Still, it's going to take time and money to scale up the manufacturing, distribution, and the ultimate injection of the vaccine. Meanwhile, the economic crisis has left millions of Americans out of work through no fault of their own. They need to get immediate help to families struggling right now. We need to get moving on rebuilding our economy, building back better than it was before. As tough as this moment is in this country, as dark as these days of winter seem, I'm still more optimistic about the future of this country than I've been my whole career. I know what we can do. I know what this country is capable of. I know the future we can build together. And hoping you'll send Jon and Raphael to Washington to help me get that done. Folks, it really is time to leave the anger and bitter politics of division behind us. It's time for us to come together as a country and start delivering on what we have to get done for the people of America. This is the United States of America. And bet it's ready to act. So send Jon and Raphael to Washington. And that's what will happen. You know, I ran on the commitment to be president for all Americans. Jon and Raphael are running on the commitment to be senators for all Georgians. I'm asking you what you're already doing to support them, because if you do, the doors of promise and progress are going to open in Washington. We're going to start to get done what we have to do. More than anything, we'll make the lives of every Georgian, the lives of every American better. That's not hyperbole, that's a fact. all begins with your vote. And starting today, as I said, you can vote early. Go to iwillvote.com/GA to find your polling location. Tell your friends, your family, just like you did in November. Turn out the vote so it's not even close. Don't give them an excuse. Don't let them take away your power. Vote for both Jon and Raphael, and remember the final words left to us by Congressman, my dear friend and American hero, John Lewis. Remember what John said? He said, the vote is the most powerful nonviolent change you have in a democratic society, and you must use it because it's not guaranteed you can lose it. So use it. You have the power to win this election again. Let your voices be heard so the voice of Georgia can be heard. There's nothing beyond our capacity. There's no limit to America's future. The only thing that can tear America apart is America itself. So let's choose hope over fear, unity over division, science over fiction, and yes, truth over lies. It's time to stand up, take back our democracy. Send me these two men, and we will control the Senate, and we will change the lives of people in Georgia. God bless you, and may God protect our troops. Go out and vote, vote, vote.